On the face of it, Susan Hill. In this module, you will get an overview of the play On the Face of It and also learn about its playwright, Susan Hill. An overview. On the Face of It, as the title suggests, is a play where things appear to be different from what they are in reality. The play's two main characters are 14-year-old Derry and an old man, Mr. Lamb. One side of Derry's face has been disfigured by acid, and as a result, he avoids people and is always despondent. Derry climbs over a garden wall of a supposedly empty house and is surprised when Mr. Lamb, the owner of the house, addresses him. Derry wishes to leave, but Mr. Lamb talks to him in a polite and friendly manner. Soon, the two get talking, and Derry opens his heart to the old man. He tells Mr. Lamb that he finds most people unkind, who either avoid him or pity him. Mr. Lamb realizes that Derry suffers from a terrible inferiority complex because of his burnt face. He tries to assure Derry that things are not as bad as he too suffers from a disability. He has a tin leg. Mr. Lamb talks to Derry in a friendly manner and tells how he welcomes people and likes chatting with them. Very subtly, Mr. Lamb injects positive thoughts without appearing to be didactic. The meeting has a great impact on Derry, who runs home to inform his mother and returns to find that Mr. Lamb had fallen from the ladder and is about to die. Derry is inconsolable to lose his mentor and cries that he did keep his promise and return, but that was too late. About the playwright. Susan Hill was born on 5th February 1942 in North Yorkshire. She went to Scarborough Convent School, where she showed interest in theatre and literature. She left Scarborough in 1958 with her family and moved to Coventry, where she attended a girls' grammar school and took her A-levels in English, French, History, and Latin. Susan Hill did her English degree at King's College. Hill wrote her first novel, The Enclosure, which was published while she was still in her first year at the university. She has a distinct descriptive Gothic style, in which she has written some ghost stories too. Her famous novel, The Woman in Black, was published in 1983. Since her area of interest is the traditional English ghost story, her books have an aura of suspense, with just the right atmosphere for the subject. Hill was particularly influenced by M.R. James and Daphne du Maurier, writers of a similar genre. The Woman in Black was turned into a play in 1987 and still runs in the West End of London, being one of those plays that have run for over 20 years. It was also made into a TV film and later a full-fledged film. Her other novels include The Mist in the Mirror and the ambitious sequel to Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca, Mrs. De Winter. Hill has also written a series of crime novels featuring Detective Simon Cyriler, The Various Haunts of Men, The Pure in Heart, The Risk of Darkness, The Vows of Silence, Shadows in the Street, The Betrayal of Trust, A Question of Identity, and The Soul of Discretion. summary. In this module, you got an overview of the play on the face of it and also learnt about its playwright, Susan Hill.